Hey guys, Kev here, and I have the Reylight Lanapple. So this came in via Blade and Beam. Shout out to Dillard and Rachel who run Blade and Beam. They are a small business, a family-owned couple, just a couple that owns a dealer website, and they sell flashlights, they sell knives, and they sell EDC gear. And, you know, like JRW gear and stuff like that as well. And they're really cool people. I have an affiliate link with them now. I've really enjoyed working with them. So that link will be down below if you want to pick up a Lanapple, or I also had in the Griffin Company Scout F3.5 and the F2, and they have a bunch of awesome flashlights and knives on their website. So I highly recommend you go check out the website and support a small family-owned business like that. But they let me check out those knives and this flashlight, and then they told me I could actually keep this. So what I'll probably do is finish the review, and then it'll probably go in the giveaway bin. And if you guys tune in to the live streams Thursday nights at 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, you might have a chance to win this bad boy. And what is this? So this is the Lanapple from Reylight. This is a stonewash titanium version. It is a Nichia 519A 4000K emitter, which is a fantastic emitter if you look at this. Just a beautiful beam on here. It's got excellent output, I think, for the size. This is going to be a 14500 battery. You can put your own in here. Obviously, it's going to charge via a charging bay that you're going to have to own, unless you have maybe a 14500 with a USB-C port that came with another light or something like that. But I did test some high output vape cells in here, and it did work, and I got a little better output. You know, it might have bumped it from 500 lumens to like 600 or something like that. Now, I think I did try a flat top as well, and that did work, but I believe there was a little bit of rattle. I guess we can take a look here. So I have a few of these laying around from the Oklahoma DC0 I had, and if you put that in here, okay, it is not working now. So it did work before, but maybe it's not reaching, it must not be reaching that driver. Yeah. Discount double check with another one just to make sure, in case the battery was dead, but I keep all my batteries charged, so shouldn't be the problem. Nothing. Okay. So flat top actually did not work. I apologize. Maybe that was a different flashlight I was looking at. So here are my 14500 button tops with the, yeah, well, you can see that worked. So let's turn it off. A little bit more output on these. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it's just a little bit brighter because that has a 10 amp max output. This is the H10 from VapeCell, where this little blue guy is from, like, you know, these are just your Chinese batteries. I don't love these blue wrapped ones. I've had the 10440s a lot and they stink, but the 14500s, maybe they're better. But those 10440 blue wrapped ones, I remember I bought like 4 of them. 2 of them just stopped working after the first charge. So I'm thinking these batteries are a little bigger. It just seemed like it was a little bit bigger or longer. Yeah, see, that button sticks up higher. Now let's try, so my theory is maybe it did work. Maybe I tried this one. Maybe this is a little longer than that blue one we tried, or that gold one we tried. Nope. Okay. So Ixnay on the flat top. That was my bad. I was confusing it with something else. But if you have any button top 14500s, you can certainly use those. So it comes stock just like this, no memory. You have a Moonlight, and then you have, I believe, what is this? Low, medium, and high. Now, I think they actually list that as, this one I think is 2%. And then you have 10, 40, and 100. I think I programmed it, though. I'm going to do a video separately on programming the Reylight driver because I think it's just one driver he uses. And I'll do a video so anybody with a Reylight that's curious will be able to easily find that and be able to program their light. But essentially, you just turn it on, tap 8 times until it starts blinking. And then when it does that flash, it takes you into mode group select. And you have like 5 options, which it's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have to select during the blink, right? But you can also do a full flashlight reset. So let's do that. So I'm going to wait for the 5th. I think it's the 5th option. So that's 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always do the full click, and you're supposed to do a tap. But I think I got it. So now it's on. I think this is factory reset, but I'm going to do it one more time and just see if I can get it right this time. It's just so easy to accidentally click instead of tap. A tap is a half click, right? It's like you're cycling, where a click is a full click. So that's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That time I did it. So this is now factory reset. This is how it comes. Moonlight, low, medium, high. Okay, so I had already done that. And if I turn this off, it's going to come back on Moonlight. It does not have memory on right now. So you can set memory on, off. You can set Moonlight on, off, which is awesome. You can select from like 5 mode groups, and then you can change the mode order from low, medium, high to high, medium, low. And then you can do a factory reset. Those are the only options with the driver. Very simple, but it works really well. I'm actually impressed with it because I had the Pineapple from Reylight years ago. And there's 2 things I really didn't like. The programming was very difficult. And one problem with it is that Reylight does not send instructions with the flashlight. It is extremely frustrating. I think he just assumes, by the way, these are basically custom flashlights. They're made in China by a guy, but he has like a custom shop, much like my buddy NJT Handpower who makes fidget stuff. He makes flashlights. So they're not mass produced, but they're more production than like what I'm carrying today, which is a Jeff Hanko Machine Works Trident, right? This is in glass zirc, by the way. So it's polished zirconium. This thing is insane. But this is made in the US by Jeff, an absolute master. But these brand new are like $2,500. You can get one of these in zirc or zircutai for like 300 bucks. You know, now that's China versus US, but that's something as a consumer, if you're okay with buying from China, you can get some cool stuff and cool materials for a great price. And again, check it out at Blade & Beam, link down below. This one right here, I think, is $78. By the way, it comes with a couple extra O-rings and the box. That's it. $73 or $78 for this titanium flashlight with an excellent emitter. You're talking 519A Nichia, 4000K emitter, one of the best emitters you could get on an EDC flashlight. I absolutely love this setup. And you can get this in aluminum for $43. That is crazy. Grab a drink. 43 freaking dollars, guys. That's crazy. So yeah, very cool. But when I had the pineapple, I didn't love the switch because I had a couple of them crap out on me. But I will say their customer service is very good. They're responsive, and they'll send whatever you need to fix your light, which is great. And this switch feels a little better. I actually took it apart, and I don't know if you guys want to see it. It was a little frustrating to get back together, but I'll show you anyway. I can't take apart the driver. So basically, here's your flashlight construction, all right? You have all the parts for the switch here, and you have the cap. You have this titanium kind of switch cover. Now, I'm assuming this you just unscrew from the piece of titanium. I just can't get a good enough purchase on it with my hands to do it, and I don't have anything here rubber that I can really use to help me get this done right now. And I don't want to sit here and make you guys, you know, watch me struggle with this. But basically, you would unscrew this brass piece out of here. And I think maybe somebody just didn't tighten this enough to get the clip to stop moving, because you might be able to get that clip to not rotate when it's tightened down. But anyway, you get these pieces, because I know they sell these switch covers separately, and you can replace them. So you could buy like a Zerk one of these or Zerkutai one of these and put it in your light. So you have to be able to, you know, remove that. Then you have your tube. This is literally just a titanium machine tube with threads on both ends. One for the head and one for the switch. You obviously have a battery. I think we talked about this already. Not a big fan of these blue ones, but it comes with it, and that's cool. You get not 800 milliamp hours, so you can definitely get more if you buy some batteries. By the way, rechargeable 14500s, really cheap. You're talking about a few dollars each. So definitely order some from illum.com. ILLUMN.com. I don't think Blade & Beam sells batteries. This is the driver. So essentially there's a brass, it looks like pill, that has the driver attached to it. And then on the other side of that, there's a board and some wires, and then the emitter. And that is screwed in here. And then in front of that is a metal, which is probably aluminum reflector that is orange peeled. And then in front of that is glass. And then in front of that is an O-ring. That O-ring is a glow ring. So it does actually, you can see it's a little green. So as the light is on, it charges that. And then when you turn the light off at night, you can actually see it better because it glows. And they also put a little bit of glow material around the centering ring or whatever holds that emitter in place there. So that's kind of your construction. And it's titanium, obviously the body and everything. So the way this switch works is you have what looks like an Ottman style switch. And I think that's why maybe they're more prone to crapping out, because you have like solder here and here. And that could maybe get damaged a little bit easier. It looks like you also have some down here around the spring. Just seems like there's a lot of fail points. But they're cheap, and you know, they can replace them easy for you. So then you have this piece that sits on top of the switch. This is very similar to how CWF did it on his mini arc flashlight. And then you have this piece, just a little piece of silicone. And that makes it a little bit of a nicer click, right? Gives you a smoother click, I guess you would say. So that sits like that. And then the battery would press against this. And then this all goes in here, which I have to put it all back in. I think this is the best way to do it. So we're gonna kind of tuck all this in like that. And then we need to get the body on top. Now this clip is gonna get in the way, which is super annoying. So I have to push it. You'll see I have to get this around that piece so it all climbs in. And then let's see if we can get this the first time. There we go. So now it's tightening, but you can see it's not centered. So I have to back off, push against the clip, and find the threads, basically. Nope. I think something's off in here, so I'm just going to be careful. All right, now we're doing it the other way. Okay, we'll do it that way then. Looks like it's all seated in here properly. That's the key, is I just want to make sure it's all properly, you know, seated and everything. So now we press this on. No. This is what I was saying. I probably shouldn't have done it on camera, but I figured for anybody who, you know, has one or needs to replace it or whatever, I might as well show you. Let's see, why is that not? There we go, that's why, because this isn't centered. So you center, because you center. All right, let's see if we can get this on. See, it keeps going on crooked because of this silly clip being in the way. Oh. There we go. I think we got it. So this is tight. This is tight. Does it click? Clicks. I'm gonna check the battery. So if you don't want to have a problem with that switch, if that seemed complicated to you, just don't take this cap off. I mean, you could loosen it a little bit and then tighten it back down if you're trying to adjust the clip, but don't take that off. Otherwise, all of that stuff will spill out of there. But what I was saying earlier is I think you could probably tighten that piece of brass in there a little bit more, because this clip just rotates. Unless that's normal, I don't know. So anyway, you can see here everything, if I'm not over tapping, now it went into program mode. There you go. So that's the construction of the flashlight. You get a steel clip, but it's good. It works, it's got good retention. Clips are tough on flashlights, and you know what? When they work, I'm happy. I don't like these ones that are mounted around the back like this, but again, it works. You know what I mean? You have a couple of tritium slots, one here, one here, one here. And I thought yep, one here on the little switch cover thing. So you would just take your tritium piece. Now you'd have to get the one that's the right size. I think these are, I don't know, these might be the ones. These are the 1.5 by 6. And you basically just take a little bit of UV glue, which is basically just a liquid, like a clear liquid. So you put the tritium in, you put a little bit of UV glue in, and then once you hit it with the UV, it just completely like locks down, and then it's clear. So you can't see it or anything, but it'll hold in that tritium, and then you'll have a little piece of tritium in the back there. If you order direct, they actually sell with the tritium. You can get the tritium installed. All right, did we cover, I can't remember because I filmed this, I started filming it before. I think I covered the programming stuff in the beginning, right? And I made sure it was reset. Yeah, I did that. So yeah, I mean, it's comfortable in hand. It's a decent size light. So here again is a Hanko Trident. This is pretty much just standard size for a triple emitter 18350. You don't have to have a Hanko, but if you have, you know, anything that's an 18350 triple, it's probably going to be around this size. And it's not much longer than that. It's obviously a lot thinner. I'll grab a couple of 14500s. So these would all be US made comparables to the Lanapple. So you have the JC Customs Hydra. Now this one is a triple emitter, but it's also a 14500. So you can see it's a little bit longer than the Hydra, but the Hydra is one of the smallest 14500s, but it's thinner, which is nice. This is the CWF Mini Arc, and this is probably the most comparable. This and the DC0 from Oklahoma. I don't have one anymore, but it's a little bit longer than the Mini Arc, but it is a little bit thicker as well. But very comparable, very nice size for a 14500. Here is a Dawson Machine Craft Ion Slim. Now this is going to be longer. The Dawson is going to be longer, and I don't know, maybe about the same thickness, just kind of different dimensions. But this has a nice deep, it has a great reflector on it. So the throw on this is going to be, you know, a little bit better, or a lot. But this is actually really, really good. I'd say these three compare very well together because you have a nice hot spot, good throw, nice spill, right? For an EDC light, these are excellent options, guys. Now, you know, looking at the emitters, you obviously have your choice. If you get this, you could get 4000K if you want, but you're not going to get Nichia. You're only going to get 219C from Charles right now. But you can see, you know, nice hot spot and then spill. Very comparable, I would say. And then right here is the Dawson Machine Craft. Again, you're going to get a little bit of a better hot spot, more narrow hot spot, more spill over here. So the farther you go out, this one's just going to be a little bit throwier. It's going to travel further. But again, this is excellent. This one has the same Nichia 519A. It's just 4500K. So this one's 4500 and this one is 4000. So it's a little bit of a warmer light here. This is getting pretty hot, by the way, just from what we just did. But that's kind of what happens when you sit there on high. And then the last one is the FocusWorks F2. And this has been modded, so this has a Dr. Jones driver, but it has the standard optic in it. So this is not going to be traveling as far throw-wise as the Lanapple. And again, 4500K Nichia 519A over here. So this is going to be more of a flood throw in between, which is honestly really good for EDC. But this setup is phenomenal. It's just excellent. Yes, very, very hot right now just from that. But I had it on high there for a minute. The cool thing about titanium versus aluminum, like this is aluminum and this is aluminum. Once you put something on high like that, what happens is the emitter is generating a lot of heat, which is heating up the pill, which is the piece that the driver and the emitter are all connected to. That's why you'll see that piece made out of brass or copper or even aluminum sometimes, because those are very good at heat dissipation. And so when you have a titanium flashlight, it will get hot, and it will get hot a little bit quicker than aluminum. But it will concentrate that heat up in the head portion of the flashlight. So if you're holding it like this while you're doing that, you're almost never going to feel the heat unless you left it on so long that it could travel up. But at that point, it's probably going to start melting the board and everything. With aluminum, it disperses heat much better, right? But that means it travels up the body. So it will stay cooler longer, technically, but that heat travels up to where you're holding it, and you're like, ah, shit, and it gets really hot. So to me, I prefer titanium in my flashlights because, one, I'm not going to leave it on high long enough for it to get that hot with titanium that it's going to travel up here. But if I do need it for a couple minutes on high, I don't have the risk of getting really hot here and not being able to hold the light. With aluminum, that happens. After a couple minutes, this whole flashlight is going to be on fire and I won't be able to hold it. And that kind of, you know, so it's a trade-off, but I definitely prefer the way titanium dissipates the heat or centralizes it, right? In the long run, it's technically not as good as aluminum because the aluminum will keep pushing that heat out, which will protect the driver and the emitter, right? Where titanium, if you left it on indefinitely, it would centralize that heat and it would eventually just, you know, start messing stuff up in the driver. But for us who aren't going to have it on for like 20 minutes on high and kill the thing, it's preferable, I think, to have titanium where you can back off a little bit. So anyway, my 2 cents on that stuff. There's some size comparisons. Yeah, it's fantastic, guys. I think I've covered everything here. It is a reverse clicky. I don't know if I mentioned that. So basically, you click it on and then you cycle by tapping, right? And a tap is a half click, not a full click. That's a click, click. These are taps where it's cycling. Where a forward clicky is like this, where I tap, tap, tap to select what I want, then I click on. So this flashlight is not on permanently until I click all the way down. Where this one, if I do half taps, nothing happens. I have to click it on first, then do the taps. So it depends on what you like. I prefer a forward clicky, although I used to prefer reverse clicky, so it depends. But the one nice thing about a forward clicky is you get momentary. So you can do this and then just turn it off. You don't have to click on, click off. Where this, you have to click on no matter what, then click off. You can't just get light, let go, you know. But both have their place and everything. Just wanted to show you the difference. So, yeah, I think that covers everything, guys. It's fantastic. And for the price, I mean, it's swinging way above its price point. It really is. I mean, I could easily see these going for $200 and nobody questioning it. And the fact that Reylight sells them for $78 in titanium is pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any Reylights, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear which ones you have, which one's your favorite. Definitely check out the other Reylights on Blade and Beam. I'm sure they have the Dawn and the Lan and the Pineapple. There's even like a longer Pineapple. There's so many options. And I think everybody should have a Reylight. If you're somebody who has been into the more affordable flashlights, Olight and Nightcore and stuff like that, or through night with, you know, EDC lights, and you like all the cool stuff that I've been showing off the last few months, all the custom stuff, but you just, you know, you don't see the point in a $500 custom light, you know, $2,000 custom light. This one's like $450, you know, depending on materials. You can get this one for $175. I think Blade and Beam carries the Focus Works F2 as well, and the F3. This is another one I highly recommend along with the Reylight, but I think this is such a good entry point to custom flashlights, and you can just stay there. You don't have to progress up to nonsense like me. This is such a good value, and it lets you experience custom flashlights for honestly a fraction of what you pay with other brands. And then the F2, I mean, this is $175. So, you know, that's maybe one little notch up, but this is custom made in Canada. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Beam shot footage is coming in hot here, and then I'll do the programming video that'll post the same day. So I love you guys. Big shout out to Blade and Beam. Thank you so much for letting me check this out and then letting me give this away. And I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you later. Hey guys, Kev here, and I have the Reylight Lanapple 519A 4000K. Thank you to Blade and Beam for providing this flashlight. I really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get to the testing. But you can check the link down below to Blade and Beam if you want to pick one of these up. Comes in a bunch of different versions and lots of other Reylight options. So let's see how we do. Turn it on. This is going to be our moonlight, and it's quite dim. I'd probably, yeah, I think it's just about perfect for a moonlight. I might go ever so slightly dimmer if I could, but it's pretty dang good. So that's moonlight. We're gonna bump that up to low. So here's a low. We are seeing the front yard. And yeah, for a 14500, that's doing pretty good on low. The optic seems to be, you know, I actually didn't look at it. It actually has a reflector, sorry. So it's not quite doing much to the tree out there for me in person, but it's okay. Let's see how we do as we bounce up here. So this would be, I guess if we count moonlight low, this would be medium. And there we go. That tree is nicely lit up. Oh yeah, it looks great. You know, we're not cooking with tons of lumens, but I gotta say, it's really doing a great job. I mean, it's covering the whole yard, essentially. I mean, look at that. It's got a great beam. It's got a decent hotspot and then spill. Not like a penetrating, you know, sun type hotspot, but I don't know. This is like really good for EDC, in my opinion. Look at that. It's like perfect. And this is on medium, right? It's not even hot at all, warm at all. It's nice. So I think we have one more. Something making noise over there. Yeah, here's high. So that tree is completely lit up. We have a huge amount of spill. This is excellent, guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm almost like, it's not quite covering my full peripheral, but I mean, I did not expect this light to do this well outside. Look at that. Shit. Yeah. This thing is excellent, guys. So thanks for what? It's even got a glow ring, centering ring, and it looks like a glow O-ring around the glass too. Damn. And these are super affordable. Yeah, I can see why these are so popular. So anyway, thanks for checking it out, guys. Check out Blade and Beam, link down below. And I love you guys. Catch you later. Peace.